Does pornography use lead to depression, or does depression lead to pornography use, or both? There's a definite connection between how much pornography you watch and how depressed you are. In this video, you'll get clear on the connection between pornography and depression. Is pornography really as harmless as it's made out to be? Or is it undermining your entire life? Hi, it's Gabrielle, and for over 12 years I've been a licensed professional counselor and relationship expert in private practice in Boulder, Colorado. And my practice is grounded in the science of what makes relationships work. Today, you'll discover 5 signs that you or your partner may be suffering from the damaging effects of compulsive pornography use. You'll understand how pornography can negatively impact an intimate relationship and the steps you need to take to solve this problem. Let's get started. With the rise of the internet, pornography use has skyrocketed all over the world. Our society is obsessed with pornography, yet the destructive impact of pornography on marriage and society as a whole cannot be denied. Study after study shows us that the majority of divorce cases now involve one partner engaging in compulsive pornography use. And the majority also involve one partner meeting a new lover online. Furthermore, 70% of wives of sex addicts meet the full criteria for post-traumatic stress disorder. It's also well established that men who engage in compulsive pornography use suffer from high levels of erectile dysfunction and arousal disorders when having sex with a real flesh and blood partner, but not when using pornography. Young men in the age group of 15 to 24 years are particularly vulnerable. This group is now suffering from erectile dysfunction for the first time in human history. Despite these alarming statistics, a recent study showed that teenagers ages 13 to 24 believe that not recycling is worse than watching pornography. In fact, with every new generation, the attitudes toward pornography become more and more accepting and encouraging. Over 90% of teens and young adults now view pornography in either a positive or neutral light, as compared with only 41% of baby boomers. But now we really want to focus on the amazing research that has revealed the connection between pornography and depression. Those who view pornography daily tend to be significantly more depressed than those who view it 3 to 5 times per week. And those who view it 3 to 5 times per week tend to be more depressed than those who don't view it at all. It's clear there's a strong link between pornography and depression. But do depressed people turn to pornography, or does pornography make people depressed? We can turn to brain science to clear up the answer to this question. Low serotonin levels are one of the key chemical imbalances in the brain associated with depression. When you have low serotonin, you get anxious and depressed. You can develop obsessive-compulsive behaviors, as well as sleep issues, chronic pain, and problems with learning and memory. Serotonin is a calming neurotransmitter. Without it, it can be hard to unwind. Depression can lead to compulsive pornography watching because orgasm balances serotonin, making you feel peaceful and relaxed. Orgasm also gives you a boost of dopamine, another key neurotransmitter related to depression. Low dopamine is responsible for depressive symptoms such as a lack of motivation and difficulty concentrating. Dopamine increases your sex drive and turns on your brain's pleasure centers. Pornography use releases a lot of dopamine, which can give a person a temporary high. So it can feel like pornography is giving you relief from depression, but that's only in the short run. The problem with pornography from a neurobiological perspective is that it fundamentally alters your brain chemistry for good. Pornography creates the same kind of changes in your brain that we see with drug addiction. When a person engages in enough pornography use, it flips a genetic switch. Certain genes get turned on that actually fundamentally alter the dopamine or reward system in the brain. Here's the fact that the sex entertainment industry doesn't want you to know. Once those genes get turned on, they make you significantly more prone to all forms of addiction for the rest of your life. That's right, pornography addiction makes the pornography user that much more susceptible to other types of addiction, including drug, alcohol, and gambling addiction. People get hooked on pornography, but they also develop a tolerance for it, just like they do for any drug. This results in a reduction in pleasure every time they use it. In other words, your brain is going to require more and more stimulation, more and more dopamine, to create the same satisfying result. This explains why using pornography can cause your depression to worsen over time. The difference between occasional pornography watching and compulsive pornography watching is that with the compulsive variety, people are losing their real flesh and blood relationships over their pornography use. But the destructive impact of pornography on your life can often go unrecognized. Here are 5 red flags to look out for that can help you identify when pornography use is having a damaging impact on your life or the life of your partner. Number 1, you expect your partner to look and act like the pornography stars you see online. Number 2, you objectify your sexual partners, viewing sex as merely a physical act devoid of emotional connection. Number 3, you easily lose your sense of physical attraction to your mates. Number 4, you prefer to be alone and watch pornography rather than socialize with other people. Number 5, you're distracted by sexual thoughts throughout your day, and you may start to take more pornography-related risks, such as visiting pornography sites while at work. Here's the thing you should know. The brain in general, and our sexual tastes in particular, are extremely plastic and fickle. The brain loves novelty. With compulsive pornography use, people find that their sexual interests continue to change, evolving into the desire for more and more intense images in order to get turned on. Many pornography users report that they develop fetishes and other sexual interests that they never had before they were exposed to them. You may never have considered the erotic nature of strawberry jam before, but somehow now that's all you can think about. From an evolutionary perspective, the internet is an unprecedented delivery system of sexual stimuli. Our brains were never designed for the level of sexual stimulation that today's pornography affords. As Canadian professor Dr. Jordan Peterson points out, a young man can now view more naked behinds in the span of one morning than an average human would have viewed in the course of their entire lifetime 100,000 years ago. This is not the way our brains were designed to work. The combination of sexual and violent images creates an even more powerful charge. Make no mistake, violence is part and parcel of pornography. In fact, 88% of pornography scenes produced today include acts of physical aggression, and 49% include acts of verbal aggression, and all of these things against women primarily. Long-term pornography users report that they need the images they view to be increasingly violent in order to achieve orgasm. So what should you do if you or your partner is struggling with an addiction to pornography? First of all, it's important not to shame yourself or feel embarrassed. The sex entertainment industry is well aware of the addictive phenomenon that is pornography, and they are actively taking advantage of you by providing more and more intense images to hook you. They research this very carefully. I encourage you to reach out for support, whether that be from a trusted friend, family member, or a licensed therapist who specializes in pornography addiction. So what do you do if you find yourself in this place? How do you break free from pornography addiction? Neuroscientists have known for a long time that when you repeat a certain experience enough times, your brain comes to expect that experience. For instance, you're depressed and you turn to pornography for a dopamine high to override your depression. If you do that enough times, your brain is going to be screaming to you to turn to pornography to manage your mood. In brain science terms, this phenomenon is expressed in the phrase, neurons that fire together, wire together. Repetition causes your brain cells to create neural pathways, and the more you repeat the behavior, the deeper that associated neural pathway becomes. This is why it can be so hard to break an addiction. But the good news is that the same is also true in reverse. Just like neurons that fire together wire together, neurons that fire apart wire apart. For this reason, a period of sustained abstinence from pornography is necessary in order to break the addiction. That way, your brain has the chance to develop some new neural pathways for dealing with your depression, besides turning to pornography. Some people who suffer from compulsive pornography use benefit from inpatient or residential treatment, where the accessibility to pornography is completely removed and you can focus on rehabilitation. It's also critical that you're assessed by a mental health professional to see if you may be struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder or depression, as these conditions can often be lurking under the surface of compulsive pornography use. To really overcome compulsive pornography use, it's going to be important to look at the underlying factors that have led to the addiction in the first place. Many people who become addicted to pornography have been struggling with low-grade depression, known as dysthymia, for a significant part of their lives. Pornography use can be a way of relieving yourself from the painful feelings that you may have been unwilling to face. Looking at the underlying reasons for the depression, as well as discovering more adaptive ways of dealing with painful feelings, are important steps in healing from compulsive pornography use. Now let's hear from you. Has pornography addiction affected your life or the life of someone you love? If so, have you managed to break free? And if you have, how did you do it? Please leave me your comments below. I look forward to reading them and seeing you in the next video. If you benefited from what you learned in this video today, please give it a like and share it. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel right now so I can continue to bring you quality videos like today's video. Just click on the subscribe button right here. And please go to thepowercoupleformula.com for lots more information about how to build an amazing relationship, and powercoupleseducation.com to stay connected.